Boom! Welcome to FanTVnChill. I go by the name of Willis. We are back for another week of pain and struggles, you know? So let's get to it. Obviously this week, Liverpool Burnley. Don't even want to say anything about that game. Obviously United versus Southampton.
Don't want to say anything about that.
Don't want to say anything about that game. Chelsea versus Arsenal. There's too much to say about that game.
Yeah.
But we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Obviously, you know how we work. Top of the league, pagans go first. So let's get straight to it. Liverpool versus Burnley.
Good. Thank you for that, man. Back to normal, natural orders, isn't it? Like, obviously, Damien had his one opportunity in pre-season to speak first. How did he feel?
What do you mean I spoke first?
To be like the first guy to speak. It's not happened before ever. It hasn't happened.
So what? So you learned last week, and now he wants to do it this week.
Yeah, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do it.
Come on, man. Like, fam. Anyway, man, that was me just trying to banter in it, but cool.
It did work.
It didn't work, cool. But yeah, Liverpool Burnley. We played. Did we play at home? Yeah, we played at home, innit? I can't even remember anymore. Played at Anfield. Yeah, early days again. Like it was one of those games that we weren't great. I was watching it with this pagan here. Like throughout the game, I wasn't happy. I think we got in a way like we didn't have enough conviction in that team, and like it didn't look like we had. I can't even remember. The midfield wasn't functioning. Burnley had some joy, like, you know, they were winning second balls. They created a few opportunities that, yeah, to some extent you can say they were all over us. But it's that time of the season where when you get away with, you know, a few opportunities like that, you get your chance, clinical, get the goal, and I think that's all we done. And the clear thing is that our strike force are not going anywhere, and the transition, whenever we got the ball to them, the reassuring thing is whenever the ball went to Salah, Mane, Jota up front, it looks like we were going to create and get goals. And even more so, like, what's even more reassuring for me is that midfield three, that was the main problem of the whole game, is that they weren't good enough on the day, but we were missing Fabinho in there. He would have provided a lot more stability and solidity in that team. We played the 18-year-old in there. Fair play for Klopp, for playing him, because it's a big game, isn't it? It's a big game against Burnley, are kind of a tough team. To put faith in an 18-year-old, you know, obviously shows how much faith he has in him, or how much he believes. But I thought there wasn't a lot to shout about after that game, if I'm being honest. It was just one of those that we got the job done. It's another 3 points. Stand-up performances from me on that game would have been, I'd say Trent had a very good game. You can see he's back to his his old ways. Get the ball across, put it in the box.
A lot of
left foot, right foot, no problem. That Chimkas guy, whatever his name is, Mr. Costas. Jesus Christ, Lord. Mr. Costas Chimikas. He played well. My problem was always, like, throughout the game, I just wasn't happy with, the likes of Kate. I wasn't happy with Keita. I wasn't happy with Hendo. Harvey Elliott, you could sympathise in it, because he's a young boy coming into that team. So, but apart from that, they had half chances. I don't think they threatened. And someone else might hype and be like, oh, they were all over you. But again, opinions in it, subjective.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, we watched the game.
Yeah.
Would you not say we were discussing this during the game? Burnley had the upper hand throughout that first half, and it was a case of the quality that Liverpool have up front. It's just a one chance cross, bang, Jota goal.
What do you describe as the upper hand? The fact that you clear the ball from one box to another, and then you create a bit of a mess.
Listen to what happened. Burnley should have scored just before that.
Did they have clear-cut chances?
They should have scored. Liverpool, would you say that would have been a clear-cut chance for Liverpool? Yes.
Just give me a Burnley chance that was clear-cut.
The Chris Wood one, right, just before that.
Talk me through that.
Huh? we now have to remember the game now properly, but no, it was the cross in, and then after he takes it, shoots. Allison, lovely little save, and then it's into transition, goes down to Shimikas, and then after he gets the ball gets played down the wing, then after Shimikas crosses the ball, Jota scores. Because we both went, oh, and we were both like, okay, right, Liverpool might have conceded.
They had moments in it. It looks like
but my point was that you could see, which is what I was saying to you, I was like, this is literally the fine margins in football and the difference between the top teams and the bottom teams.
Yeah.
You've got Burnley, who technically, if you looked on the balance of play, probably the better team at a point. And probably, if it was the other way around, you'd be like, Liverpool should score 2 here. In terms of how they were playing.
I wouldn't say they were the better team, but I just say we were scrappy and we weren't good enough. And we lacked a bit of composure. It was just the midfield that was the problem. It looks like we gave him opportunities. Like we weren't winning second balls and those sort of things, and we weren't keeping the ball well. Like it's more down to us not being good enough as opposed to. But again, maybe that's a more biased way of looking at it. But
it's you've got Henderson and obviously Fabinho when he comes back, but it's Keita the one to do that role.
Keita's there.
The thing is, Keita, obviously injuries have kind of
that's the other
ruined his rhythm, isn't it? So you can't.
Yeah.
How long has Keita been at Liverpool now?
It's been there long enough to be. Exactly. It's been there long enough to justify his place, and
he's been there long enough to justify his place.
To cement like his place in the team. I should say that's wrong word, isn't it? But
cement what place? In what team?
In the team, but he hasn't done
it. In his crib in Liverpool
for 65 mil.
But I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying he's been there long enough, but he hasn't done it. So why are you jumping?
Who do you think is going to take Genie One out of the berth? Because obviously that's a position where someone has to pick up that from that. Because obviously you got Hendo and you got
Thiago.
So for me, Endo plays.
You got Curtis
Jones.
Endo plays. Obviously, Fabinho plays, and that spot there obviously is there for Thiago to fight for. Is there for Curtis Jones. He done his thing start of the season, but he's a young. He faded. You expect that from like a young, up in like someone who's just starting. But apart from that, I'm not expecting much.
This season, I'm expecting big things from Thiago.
Same as well.
He was signed. Liverpool fans, I definitely know hyped him, so I'm expecting to see more. From, and you've got obviously
more than just this Thiago. Do you think Thiago suits a club team?
Oh, 100%. I've watched him play. 100%.
What do you say though?
Huh?
What do you say though?
Look, if you're replacing Genie, you've got a workhorse that has a little bit of flair. Thiago is probably a bit more tiki-taka than and where he sat in the Bayern team, and he played a bit more. It's a bit more that Spanish style of football. It's not that just you need the runners. So I don't know. Is
Liverpool keep the ball, have like the majority, have a good amount of possession against most teams that they play against in the Prem. Apart from maybe when they play City.
It's not a tiki-taka kind of play.
But still, the reason a player like Thiago came to us is because we had a winning formula, like for like a couple of seasons where just workhorses obviously give the ball forward to Salah, etc. You can see Thiago is coming there to give us something different that we don't have. So,
fouling.
Possibly, but like obviously you know what Thiago is about. So we were trying to change our style of play clearly. Obviously it's down to the manager. They would have done their homework. If it didn't fit their vision or what they're trying to do, I don't think they would have signed him. So I have faith. I think Thiago would work.
All right, so let's get to the next game.
Do we have to?
Listen, where we have to start is, listen, you're the manager. Cool, 100%, I understand that, right? Last season, no, fuck that. Go back to the academy days. Greenwood, go. He's matured. You can see he's matured. His playoff style is much better. All I want to know is, Ollie, please, why is he not starting up front? Why is he starting up front? Martial.
Didn't you say the reason why you started Martial early on?
You talked about all that bullshit.
What was the reason? So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's pre-match press conference. These were the quotes. Oh, so Ollie, why have you made 2 changes? Tony played well against Southampton last year, so we're going to start him up front.
Okay, let's get started.
And Scott McTominay is injured, so we're playing Nemanja Matic. But Scott will come on at 60 minutes just because he's injured and he's going to come on.
Okay.
Because that makes a lot of sense, even though we've got 4 other midfielders on the bench. So now we know why I'm Ollie out. Shall I talk about the game?
No, fuck that. Listen, Ollie
out already.
Ollie,
Wow.
you've got to listen. There's no way, Mash. This brother's been here for six. He's a squad player. He's shown he's a squad player. At best, he's on the left or on the right. Greenwood should be starting up front. You got Haaland at Dortmund. I can't remember. I don't know who's older or similar ages. You don't see this man being moved about. Like, he's been played where he's been played because that's his best position.
Normally the same kind of comparison.
Well,
you can't really compare.
But I'm talking about that's his position. That's where he's best at. But Greenwood,
I feel like the reason why obviously, like, the reason why Greenwood would be shifted is because even though it is his best position, granted, he's still learning the game. So obviously, because he's still learning the game, all he's going to do that with a Haaland now. He's established himself as a centre forward. So he's never.
But there's come a time where he's been playing regular games, and there's going to come a time where Greenwood can't be kept playing left and right.
He's shown enough.
The key thing here is Ollie. If you've got an injury in Scott McTominay after winning 5-1, then the only sub you should be making, if you're deciding you're going to choose Matic as your next person, that's the only person you should be doing, and shouldn't really change the team. No one deserves to be dropped at that point.
We have a starting 11, and
we've
now
got Varane and Sancho to come in.
And now we've signed Sancho, and now we've got Pogba playing on the left, where that's where he plays his best.
That's your starting 11 basically. Varane, Maguire, obviously the fullbacks.
Yeah.
And then there's whoever sits, and
only
then there's
McTominay
Pogba
and Fred.
And then Pogba and Bruno, and then there's the front three.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think we're going to win the league with McTominay and Fred in the middle?
Well, no.
Clearly, you thought you were going to win the league because you know that you're going to have Fred
in the middle.
Well, last week you said you were going to win the league.
Yeah, but I.
Yeah. But new, but yeah, but new, but yeah, but
but not. Yeah, but no, but yeah, but wait, let me start. No, but the thing is, I would never have said that we'd win the league with McTominay and Fred in midfield.
Yeah, but
we're winning the league.
Don't go that.
Huh? We're winning the league, bruv.
You're saying this is a girl, so you didn't mean you actually mean.
Bro, we're winning the league this
season.
You
said you were going to win the
league. I swear last year you were in, what was it, 21 in 20, what was it? I can't remind me.
21 in 21, we even signed.
But the thing now, but jokes aside though, you said last week you were going to win the league, and you knew last week your starting lineup was going to be McTominay and Fred. So
pre-season, United fans were told that we're going to start playing a 4-3-3 formation. So I thought this McTominay and Fred thing was just because we haven't got all of our players.
Who said that? Because I looked at our friendlies. We weren't playing 4-3-3.
This was put down on the United website, bro.
What, did they announce the formation?
That Ollie's changing things and playing 4-3-3. In a nutshell, really, with regards to the game, it's another 2 points dropped. I know it's early, but we can't really afford to have a bad start to the season like we did last year. So you're still going
to win the league, yeah?
Of course.
Cool. I like your confidence.
Of course.
Yeah.
21 is coming. There is no way.
We saw the video
anyway, doubt in my mind. 21 is coming.
Disappointing result.
Ollie, sort your life out, mate. Come on.
Disappointing result, but it is what it is. Every team dropped points. So now I'm gonna move on.
Move to the relegation zone.
Move to the relegation zone. Like Arsenal versus Chelsea.
They don't like going to West London.
It's mad how you man are so excited.
They don't like going to West London.
Man, you two are so happy.
They don't like going to West London.
Can I talk now? It's my time. It's mad how you guys. We're talking about Arsenal. You man. It's getting excited now. We're talking about Arsenal. Fun,
yeah, man. Absolutely.
Just relax, man.
Banter FC, innit?
Relax.
Absolutely.
Relax.
You better banter FC.
Absolutely.
So the last game of the weekend was Arsenal versus Chelsea, the Emirates. We go into the game obviously after the bad result from last week against Brentford.
Bad.
If I'm being honest, obviously a bit wary about Lukaku obviously making his debut, obviously due to the physical and natural strength. due to the physical,
honestly,
due to the physical and natural strength that.
Remember what Drogba used to do to Senderos back in the day?
Due to the physical and natural strength that Lukaku has.
That guy.
That was weird about how it was, obviously, because last week we struggled against Brentford with their enthusiasm and obviously and the way they were buzzing around us. Now obviously we had like the physical and strength of Lukaku to deal with. Obviously we started the game. Obviously when the game started, with the lineup compared to what we had to choose from, I was happy with the lineup. Obviously we're going up against a strong Chelsea, a strong and confident Chelsea side who are one of the favourites to win the league.
You were happy with the lineup?
Yeah, I was happy with the lineup from the choices that was there to be given. I'm happy with the lineup. I don't think he could have chosen a better lineup.
Ben White heard about
his Partey injured, by the way.
Partey's injured. Partey's injured. Ben White's got COVID.
He caught COVID after he heard about Lukaku. He's like, Lukaku?
Like I said, just come from COVID too. So from what was the choice he had, I was happy with the lineup.
Because that means Arsenal are really struggling, because that team to me looked awful.
It just looks like
man spend the most in the transfer window.
That's good.
Like how could one team spend the most in the transfer window
But what you got to remember is
not improve their starting 11?
But what you got to remember is it's not about like, oh, okay, cool, we've spent loads. Like we overpaid on. That's another conversation, but we overpaid on players. Like,
we'll do that in transfer review, transfer market review. We'll do that.
But yeah, so like I said, so we actually started off well, okay in the start. Obviously, it was more of a chess match at the start, but then obviously the class of Chelsea and the naivety of our defence obviously reared its ugly head. Where their first goal, obviously, it was played into Lukaku. He received it, laid it off, and then Tierney he got drawn into the middle, which left Reece James. Reece James actually had a good first 20-25 minutes where he was getting a lot of joy on the right hand side, and obviously they were pinging out to him. He then takes the ball and then plays it into the box, and that's where Lukaku was wearing the centre back.
Stampede the player.
Where the centre back.
It just looked too easy. That's the thing when you say.
What happened was he got close to Lukaku, and then obviously Lukaku gets the ball, he plays it off, and then when he plays it off, he then has to run on the defenders, and he basically just playing catch up. And when you play catch up, then he loses his foot, and that's when he falls over.
Slight mistake from Tierney as well.
Yeah, but Lukaku's already gone, and then he's on the grass for it.
I need to put this on. I need to put this there.
I'm telling you, Pablo Mari, if you're watching, Pablo Mari, get on this.
PhD, if you're sponsoring and that,
I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
Get rid of that.
That's Lukaku on the show right now.
So let me continue. So let me continue.
Certain
man have got more energy for my.
No, but the realest thing.
But yeah, so let me come on.
It looked too easy.
But obviously, what you got to remember is Pablo Mari, in terms of a centre back, he's not the greatest of centre backs, and he's playing against an experienced campaigner when it comes to Lukaku.
Remember what Senderos is.
So in terms of, like, you may say, it looks too easy, but let's be real. Lukaku, like I said, 10 years ago he was making his debut for Chelsea. 10 years later, he's a beast of a player. So in terms of the defender,
but Lukaku didn't do it once. He did it at least 10 times. Where literally it was almost like even the centre backs were like, when pinging the ball through to Lukaku, would just be like, yeah, give me the ball. And come on, man, Lukaku is strong, but at least make him work.
Yeah, I know.
It looks like Lukaku
I was even saying it like you shouldn't. I was even saying like you shouldn't just allow, because you're playing to.
Playing into
when Lukaku's holding you off, you're playing to his strength by letting him know that you're there, because he's just going to hold you. But this is what I'm saying. But that's what I said at the start in terms of senile defending, because you have to do better than that.
Just leave the sponsor, man.
You have to do better than that because of defending. Obviously, their second goal.
Guess what? Same again.
It was the same thing. He didn't go through Lukaku, but he went straight out. He went straight. Yeah, they had the runners.
Yeah.
No.
They play it into Lukaku,
but
and then it goes round,
it didn't automatic result. Then obviously to play out to then he's then got the run because then Tierney then comes in again.
That's something Tierney needs to stop because
Tierney he comes in to try and. But the thing is, he didn't even need to come in this time. He didn't need to come in, but he comes in and then obviously leaves Reece James with the space, and obviously that's where they score their second. And obviously after that, it's just like I said, we're playing against a team that look comfortable and they look like
men.
You know what I'm saying? It's like men against boys, and they're controlling the game, so then they can then lower their levels. And then just relax on that. Kind of similar to how Jose Mourinho used to have them back in the days, like go 1-0, 2-0 up or whatever, and then the game's over and the game's chill. He even did it at Tottenham, to be fair. But yeah, so I just don't feel as if we had anything. Even like with the changes, didn't make a difference.
Any standouts?
We may have played
Any standouts from Arsenal?
We watched the game.
If I'm being honest, I don't think there was any standouts.
What are your thoughts on your midfield? Because for me, it's just like it was like you just like one ball and it's just straight through. I just didn't understand how
gameplay today was like play the ball through to Lukaku. Mara's got nothing on it.
But it was like surely like because if you've got Xhaka and Lokonga, they're sitting. Surely like one of them could at least like. Like go to Lukaku. Do you know what I mean? It was like
and be a barrier.
Yeah, like and just screen that ball and let Chelsea work around that or something. It's just like it's strange.
But this is what I'm saying. But this is what I said. Like even like last week in terms of like the coaching. Like if you can't see it in the game, or even if like you start the game off and then it's happening, you have to change it. You have to be like, okay, cool. Look what's happening now.
It's that in-game management.
Yeah, it's just not there. And obviously, I've repeated it again. I've said it to last season. There's a few managers in the league. I ain't saying no names. There's a few managers in the league that their in-game management is just terrible. Like they're just. And there's certain managers. There's certain managers that are just stubborn and won't change the way they play.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Like Pep. But there's certain managers who just see things happen in the game and just allow it to happen. Like you say, on the Solskjaer, Arteta. Like I can't really think of any others, but they're the two that come to mind. But yeah, there's a certain managers let the game. And obviously by that time the game's gone by your head. We're over there. We're over here hoping on a penalty to get ourselves back into a game.
Was it a pen for you?
No, it wasn't a pen. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a penalty, to be fair. But yeah, we're hoping on a penalty to get ourselves back into a game that we're out of. But yeah, it's just poor, to be fair. Like I said, the experienced and more skilled team won. And we're moving it. We've got more next week. We've got a more experienced team.
City.
But yeah,
they're off to City next. What do you think is going to happen with Arsenal? Because I think you've got 3 games before the fans really go mental on Arteta now.
Yeah, I'll be curious to
because it's
I don't want to give him a shout out, but I'll be curious.
It's City, Norwich, Spurs. Your next 3 games.
I do think.
What do you think you'll get out of those 3? Like, in terms of points?
Honestly, before this game, I actually thought we was gonna get a point in this game. To be fair, if I'm gonna be honest, but I don't want to give you sound bites.
No, come on, surely just answer the question. Say how you feel.
I'm not too sure about the City game. But
out of those 3, what do you think?
I think we get 6 points.
So those 3 games, you think 6 points.
Huh?
You think 6 points?
I think we get 6 points.
Oh yeah, that'll be a big game. That's a big game.
Clip this up, please. 6 points.
Arsenal.
So look, to be fair, if Arsenal get 6 points from the next 3, do you know what? Credit to Arteta, but for me, I think they might get a point against Norwich.
I feel like we'll get 3 points out of the Norwich game. But then I feel like after the City game, I think there's an international break, which will help us in terms of the people that have COVID and stuff like that. Obviously, for them to get back and get into training. So
and then puts you back into Spurs. Fair enough. But it's tough times at Arsenal right now.
Yeah.
Winter is coming. That's all I'm gonna say. Winter is coming, and so as long as certain man is still on the panel, then we're happy. Winter is coming. No Desperax, no wanted signs.
Certain man are hyper, obviously, but once a downer comes, we'll see what happens with certain man.
Anyway, it's interesting to see how it's developing. Obviously, from sitting next to Bilolo this season, no way Liverpool can start running away with this league. We
No
can't
way,
have a
impossible.
repeat of what,
I don't
of
think
what
there's going to
happened.
be anyone running away with it, but I think obviously
You won't run away from the tunnel.
I can't lie.
why would I do that?
No, Liverpool, as in the team from the panel.
Oh,
No,
is that what you're referring
impossible,
to?
impossible,
Okay.
impossible.
I don't think you run away. I don't think you run away.
We've got too
from
much
the,
firepower
I don't think
to-
you run away from the title challenges.
Mm.
But you
The
never.
real title challenges.
Yeah,
So
Like
your
who?
Cities and
the Chelsea.
So
possibly
what?
Chelsea.
And United are not involved in
I
this.
don't think so.
You
I
guys
don't
are
think so.
smoking.
It's because you're manager, fam.
Cool. As always, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, follow our channel, please. And we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. Likes, comments. As always, if you think anybody's talking shit, you don't agree with what we're saying, please comment in the box. Please let us know what you think. And obviously, like I said, like Arnold was saying, if you can find that 433 statement on the Man United website, please send it in to us. Yeah?
I've got the receipts.
Send the receipt to make Arnold happy. But as always,
Maybe you can
thank
find all
you.
these tactics on there too.
Trust.
As always, thank you for tuning in. Until next week, over and out. But